Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So this is actually a video that I should have uploaded quite a while ago. It is my final war video from the previous war season, and I think it will be a good contrast to the latest war that I did in off season with the new format as well. So here I'm going to be using shield, crossbones and Lady Deathstrike. And I didn't have too many fights initially scheduled because there was one somewhat iffy placement where officers were kind of unsure, and this one was a very important war because if we lost this one, we were likely going to drop down to plat 1. If we won this one, there was a chance to get to top 10 masters. And I had a fairly iffy fight that I had never done before, which kind of got me worried. In section 1, I was in path 4, so I made sure that I was recording, obviously boosting up. This is a very stressful and meaningful experience, and which is part of the whole war debate. Like, which type of content, which kind of thing you prefer. For me, again, on a personal level, this is much more interesting and much more fulfilling, and there's just about nothing like that in the game. And part of my argument why I hate the war change is we have just about the entire game for very casual experience, where you can go in, mess up, die, revive, restart the quest, it doesn't matter. We have just about nothing that's punishing, that's thrilling, that's exciting, that has stakes in it. We do have battlegrounds, that's a solo type content, but we have nothing as a team. This is the type of thing that, gets your thrills going, where your heart can race. And it's not for everybody, and I get that. I never expected it to be. But on a personal level, it would be such a bummer for this to go away. Anyways, so this first fight here is Idaham. If I get 3 debuffs on me, I'm gonna get my controls reversed. And here I immediately mess up. I thought I will have enough heavy reach, but I didn't. And I do not have any more cleanse charges. So this is a bit of a messy fight. I really should have just done my mediums. I'd be fine. Luckily, I do have a couple of cleanse charges coming for me here. And now I am slowly trying to make sure that I use my level 1 as soon as I get it, not to give him any more nonsense charges. I had cleanse charges to get rid of all of those debuffs that I got there. And that's kind of the key thing. So I don't have to play with the reverse controls there. Even though, again, here I do mess up. And now I do have reverse controls. But that's fine. I just finished out the fight. So it was a bit messy. I did get a bit stressed, but Shield is just too good of a matchup here, and the fight was close enough to the finish. And now we're gonna have Weapon X. Lady Deathstrike just gonna trivialize this fight. And yeah, this can be a finicky placement. Obviously, Weapon X is one of those champions where if you do mess up against him, it can be very painful and very fast. But Lady Deathstrike completely shuts this down. And I actually had Lady Deathstrike assigned for one more fight initially in this war, but I came up with an alternative suggestion. And that alternative suggestion actually came from a random Battlegrounds fight that I once did in one of the previous metas, or a couple of times. And it turns out it worked very well. So I decided to do that in war. But here, yeah, it's basically super easy. As long as I have heal block, he can't go unblockable, he can't go unstoppable, and heal block obviously is preventing his healing. This is about as basic of a fight as go, about as perfect of a counter as you can get here. So Lady Deathstrike just absolutely annihilated that Weapon X. Next up, I'm gonna be moving on to section 2. Initially, I don't think I had any fights assigned here, but now it was decided that I will do that void, and I typically do that void with Mantis. Mantis is very, very good, obviously, in this matchup because against Science Champions, you shut down debuffs very well with your Tranquilize, and some, slip through here and there, but for most part, Mantis covers this tremendously well. And this time around, I'm going to do it with Shield. Now, before this war, I actually got sent a fight clip, which I studied, just checked out exactly how the match works. So I knew exactly what to do. You want to effectively get your power start 1 boost, and then you want to be the one who activates your level 2 first to get that tranquilize up, to get less debuffs, and then you just want to cycle to your level 2s as much as possible. Additionally, that's another thing that I wanted to say. One good thing for players who typically already enjoy Alliance War, that is going to come from the upcoming Alliance War season, is going to be quite simply the fact that we're going to save a ton of loyalty, because there's not going to be much need to heal, or, you know, that much need for pre-fight boosts. Maybe indestructible 3 ones, but, you know, it's fine. Not every fight's going to need them. And yeah, I suppose it's going to be a good season to kind of stock up on loyalty. But other than that, I really am not a fan of the new AW format. So I did not have to do this null, but I did have to do one of the mini... Oh, wait. Where is that fight? Why is it missing? Why is it missing? Well, that's unexpected. Just give me a second. Well, there we go. You're going to be going up against Gentle. And that is Crossbones against Gentle on Hazard Shift Stun Immune Mini. And I had tried this fight out a couple of times in Battlegrounds, kind of like by the virtue of not having like a better matchup or a better idea. And it actually works out very well. And Hazard Shift doesn't really make it worse. The key thing here, and as well as anything else, is that Crossbones has perfect spacing to punish Gentle's heavy attack. And, you know, that's perfect. So there I actually took a bit of a risk. I didn't have that many Furies. But the point is, if you do have your Furies up against Gentle, he will, you know, get his combo counted down, but non-stop will trigger. And that's perfect, because then it's super easy to deal with him. Because, well, you don't have anything to worry about in this matchup. So stun immunity doesn't really bother you too much either, because you can just block bait heavy from Gentle. That's super easy to punish. His specials are easy to deal with, and as long as you do maintain enough Furies, you know, Hazard Shift doesn't trigger with fairly high sig Crossbones. Even if it does, it typically gets converted, and life's good. Right. Now I do need to find... This is a bit of a mess. My apologies. Here it is. Here is the new Alliance War, though. So the first fight that I did was Vision Arcus against... well, I used Tiger for Vision Arcus. This time around, we're going to take some more serious defender in Thanos. And this Thanos is on the Hazard Shift lane. So I did bring in Cable Synergy, which kind of lets Thanos access slow as well, you know, by sacrificing, I think, 3 of his Downted, so it's not something you want to do too much. But I did make a mistake here, because this is off-season, I was grinding Arena, and I do have Regal Masteries active. So I surely thought, I'm gonna die in this new AW format, and Thanos is gonna destroy me. But then I was like, hey, it's Shock and Incinerate, which is part of the reason why I brought in Onslaught, because he doesn't take damage from those, and this annoyed me, because he doesn't take damage from those. So I actually do get some healing from the Shock and from the Incinerate. And then on top of everything else, I don't have to use that many special attacks, and I'll be fine. In my head, this matchup made a ton of sense. Again, this would go significantly better and faster if I didn't have Recall Masteries, because then I would be spamming more of my specials. And here I risk again when I go for the double heavy. I shouldn't be doing that as much. But the cool thing with Onslaught is that if you are shocked or incinerated, then you keep building up your neuroshocks like every second. And that means, yeah, you just don't need to worry about anything. You just pause them all the time and life's good. And I'm playing fairly sloppily. And this is effectively the peak of New Alliance War. I was, you know, I looked up at the fight, I figured something, it'll probably work. I didn't bother or stress enough to check my masteries, completely forgot about something. I'm still just completely nuking, you know, what would be considered a fairly tough defender. And again, I could have done it faster if there was like no recall masteries, and obviously there are some mistakes made, but I know for a fact this is not going to be like an exciting experience, in my opinion. As long as the assignment is going to be half decent, there's not going to be too many, you know, tricky fights or tricky situations, and you're just going to go in and you do your one fight and 2 days. And again, rewards to effort ratio, this is going to be miles better. But kind of like player engagement level, again, for me on personal level, I think it's stupid. Again, I would not mind this if there was an option, just like there is with raids. You can opt in or not. And if you do want to take it easy for a season, you know, Alliance can do that. But as a game mode, again, effort to rewards ratio, this is definitely going to have it better. Realistically, when everybody has to play this, it's going to turn into the who has the biggest boosts and the best AI type of situation, in my opinion. And then, when it comes to the player, you know, engagement, like my engagement in the game mode, this just doesn't have it. There are still gonna be more discussions about AW for sure, and I get the people who hate AW, who never play it, and who are happy for this version of it. And it's just perfectly reasonable to say that I am not one of those. And as I said in the beginning of the video, in my opinion, AW just about one of the few places in the game where losing matters. That and Battlegrounds, where you can't revive through or restart or do whatever. And whilst I'm perfectly fine with just about entire game being made for more relaxed and casual experience, I just think it's a bad idea to take this away from the people who care about it. But hey, let me know what you think. And I'm gonna catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all been